Well, here we go then, boys and girls. We are possibly going to give ourselves two different ways to qualify for the Champions League here. We are still in the Europa League with a very good chance of winning it. We're in the Champions League qualification spots. I would like to qualify for the Champions League twice because I think that means we can get the reserves in there as well. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Right, how are we getting on from the first leg against Berg? We are 4-1 up, so this should, theoretically, be a formality, you would think, and see us through to the next round. But let's hope we just... Oh, I forgot about rimming. Love rimming. Yeah, weird under-20 stuff was absolutely what that was before. It's stuff I don't need to know about. One other thing that is weird. So, yeah, the aliens are fixed. It was, Matt explained it on Twitter if you want to know exactly what it was. There was definitely something wrong with the game ready driver, and we've had to use the grown-ups drivers rather than the game ready drivers because there's something in the game ready drivers that was stopping it working. But as well as causing the aliens, it was also causing frame rate issues, which because I'm a cool guy, I don't see frame rate. Only nerds see frame rate. But those of you who are nerds and pretend that things like frame rate exist, Matt assures me you will notice that it is now running perfectly in 60 frames per second. So it should run a lot smoother as well. To my cool guy eyes, don't see it. But I know some of you nerds will pretend you can see that difference. So I'll let you know that it's there so you can pretend to see it. I don't know if that'll even show up on Twitch, to be honest, but certainly for me, it's looking a lot smoother than it was before. And whenever a new big game comes out, NVIDIA release specific drivers that work with it. And I think the bottom line, the issue is they don't do that for Football Manager. So between them and Football Manager, no one's optimizing the high-end NVIDIA cards for Football Manager. That's the problem. And apparently, according to Matt, it's a combination of the fact I've got a super juicy, sexy card, the game-ready drivers, and playing in 4K. And that combination doesn't work if you remove any of those three things. Like, if I downgraded my graphics card, that would fix it. If I got a monitor that wasn't 4K, that would fix it. Or because I didn't want to do either of those things, we've switched the drivers and that's also fixed it. Maybe it's the 4080 with the game ready drivers and 4K is the combination. I confess, once Matt said it was fixed, I didn't listen as intently as I was listening when he was still trying to fix it. So he may have covered that and I wasn't paying attention. Who knows? Did the aliens have a big effect on views in the videos? No way of knowing, really. There's been a small handful of people who've made comments along the lines of, oh, cool, now the aliens are gone, I can start watching again. So there was definitely more than one person who wasn't watching because of it. Did I feed Matt? I gave him a can of, well, I say Anna gave him a can of Coke Zero. But he was going to IKEA for meatballs afterwards. He brought a meal deal with him. He knows the score at my house. He turned up with sandwiches. And Anna gave him a can of Coke after he'd been here like 2 hours. And Anna walked in and said, have you offered? She sticks her head around the door. Hello, Matthew. And then they say hello to each other. And then she looks at me. Have you offered your friend a drink? And I'm like, no. I've got a drink. Why would I? He brought a drink with him. He had a meal. Apparently, I'm supposed to offer him a drink. Even though he literally turned up with a drink, I'm still supposed to offer him a drink. I don't understand these social conventions. So he wangled a can of Coke out of me as well, the rascal. But it just wouldn't occur to me to offer somebody a drink. I have to be reminded to drink myself. We can review Matt's meal deal here because it's in my bib. So he had a bottle of Volvic Touch of Fruit Strawberry. He had a salted caramel protein bar and a pesto chicken and sun-dried tomato. It's a Tesco meal deal. He's a healthy boy, isn't he? I mean, it depends what your goals are. Flavour-wise, that's a pretty poor meal deal. But it is January, and he's clearly a healthy boy. So from a health perspective, top marks for choosing the healthy options, I guess. If you're going for a meal deal, you need to get the stuff that's worth at least £2 extra individual. Exactly. You want an innocent smoothie, the triple sandwich, and then one of the fancy sides. You don't even want crisps or a chocolate bar really, because they're less than £1 each normally. You go for something like a sausage roll, that's a £2 side, or like chicken satays or something. You got to play this tactically. Right, there are some good teams left in this, and Aston Villa. So let's see what happens, I guess. Right, we are at home against Salzburg. That's winnable. That is winnable. We have already played them this year when we were with Ankara Guju and said it was winnable and it wasn't. But still, we can get revenge. I like revenge. And then Bayern and Ajax are one of them's taking the other one out. So that's the two best teams. I mean, it's modern Ajax. I keep forgetting it's not classic Ajax. The two biggest teams left in it, one of them's falling. So Bilbao or Monaco face us or Salzburg. And then Villa or Ajaccio face Bayern or Ajax. This tournament's winnable. We could win this. We can certainly get through to the final. Jolly good. Like I say, I want 2 routes into the Champions League. Right, my assistant manager really wants this guy to play in goal. Who are we playing? Modena. How good are they? They're okay. If we're ever going to give this guy a game in goal, I guess this is the match to do it. Pellegrini's back. He walks. Pellegrini's on the pitch. Now we can sell him. Glorious. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, blimey. Don't slide in on him. He's been out all season. You're sliding in on him like that, you monster. In the first minute. That player is a scumbag. How dare he? Pellegrini's back in the team and he's just looking around him like, did I get a transfer while I was injured? It's still the same kits, but I don't know anybody. I was only out for 6 months. Everybody's gone. Weirdly, my watch tells me when rain and snow and stuff is due. That's a lovely goal. Normally it'll be like, it'll show me the time that rain is due. That box on my watch is now a snowflake. And rather than a time, it has a date, the 16th of January. So there's going to be no rain, no snow until the 16th of January. And then apparently it's going to snow here on the 16th of January. There'll be parts of Scotland where it's snowed. There's mountains up there, isn't there? This goalkeeper's not great. Now, denying climate change, that's political. You're not allowed to do that. You basically have to agree with me. Not necessarily a wang, just wrong. Yeah, I guess. Maybe wang is harsh. They're wrong. But they can't discuss it here because of the rules. Bum, 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 bum. Do a goal, you idiots! Okay, thank you. That's all right then. Right, here we go. Football goal. My boy Paparo! Come on! That's what you spend £58 million on, boys and girls. That's a future Champions League winning captain. Beautiful. He's the new Banfalvi, and I won't have anyone tell me differently. Oh, we've actually got someone in it. Spindola's in it. I suppose we do care about Next Gen. I've been so used to not caring about Next Gen because we've not been at a club big enough to care about it. I suppose we actually do need to scout it now, don't we? Because we might be, if we're in the Champions League next year, we might actually be able to get a couple of these, which would be pleasant. So let's get them all scouted. So we have got next season's transfer budget sat there. Hang on, what the hell is this? We could go and buy some of these now. Let's use up this year's budget. Hold the phone. So we want under 21s. And we want the high recommendation ones. Get these guys re-scouted. This guy's wanted by Barcelona. He's got 4 caps for Spain already. He's a 5'9" centre-back. Right, now. So, this is the guy that we swap around with Paparo constantly, is it? And we just have those two swapping places with each other. If we were ever going to do a back three, can I really buy a 5'9" centre-back? That seems like the act of a crazy person. Right, this guy is a fast striker. Now, this might be a bit more like it. A fast striker with good finishing. They're usually quite popular, aren't they? As a little bit of a contrast to Sharp. Who's he wanted by? 13 clubs this guy's wanted by. Loads of big clubs and Spurs are interested in him. And he's 3.6 million. I mean, this one feels like a no-brainer. A 3.6 million release clause. Don't even need to scout this guy. We're just getting in there. Hopefully before anybody else does. Get that one sorted. We're really looking at the ones who are wanted by other teams. Right. In terms of players to swap around with Paparo, this guy might be better suited to it because he's already a natural DM and centre-back. He's already at Barcelona. So Barcelona have this guy but want the little guy. Man City want this guy. I mean, we need to get them both. Have we got the money to go and get them both? I mean, we could spend this year's budget and next year's budget and just go and get both of them. And the striker. What do we actually need when it comes? We need another goalkeeper. We need more centre-backs. Probably not 2, but if we've got... Yeah, see, I think we try and get all 3 of them we've just looked at. But the guy who's at Barcelona and the guy who's wanted by Barcelona, these feel like my kind of boys. So let's try and get him for 15 million up front. And then 30 million on installments. And then also try and get the other guy and just bring them both in. The future of Spain's defence. Just get them in together. 13.5 with that extra money that they're asking for. There we go. And then I'm tempted to go for this guy as well. We'll keep an eye on him. We'll probably come back in if there's any money left and get him as well because he's on a release clause. But if we can get all 3 of these, we'll never concede a goal again with these 3 players coming in. It just won't be possible to score against us. Do I want to loan him back? I haven't scouted him. I don't know how good he is now. I don't really want to loan him back, though. I'm going to reject it. Why the sudden splurge? Because we've realised we've got money left in this season's budget. So if we don't spend it, we'll lose it. So let's spend it. Because I've played enough Football Manager to know that if we get to the end of the season with 23 million still there, next season's budget's going to be 23 million. If we get to the end of the season with nothing there, next season's budget will be 21 million. So let's spend it now and then get more to spend in the summer. Right. After all that kerfuffle, let's go play Salzburg. I mean, there's rotation and then there's not playing Paparo in a game like this, which seems very interesting. That's not ideal. We're going attacking. We're demanding more. If Salzburg do us out of Europe twice in 1 year, that'd be quite upsetting. Right. We're just going to say yes to all of these. So that's Juan Marin, who's the 5'9" one. He joins us in the summer. And then we're getting the other guy off of Barcelona as well. So that's 2 new centre-backs joining us. The future of Spain at centre-back. I forgot this guy's coming in. He may as well just stay at Juventus. Because we've got Spain's young centre-back partnership. Both joining. Beautiful. Between those 2 and Paparo, we'll work out some kind of shenanigans that we're going to do with our defence. I don't know at the moment which one of the three of them will be playing central midfield. Logic tells me it probably should be him because he's 5'9". But we could maybe play him centre mid as a halfback, and then Paparo could play alongside Enric as a libero, and then we basically do have them swap. Juanma's there for his defending, basically for his cover defending, when Paparo pushes forward and he slots in behind him. Or we'll maybe just make him a fullback. Who knows? We'll figure it out. We're giving ourselves options. And now hopefully we get the midfielder as well that everybody wanted, who's potentially got 19 tackling, because no one else has come in for him yet. That's him sorted as well. Right, now let's try and get the striker. Have we got the money left to get the striker? We probably have. So let's see about this young man. Just pay his release clause. And then, is there anyone else who's wanted by anybody else? These are the ones you really want, the ones that the big clubs are after. This is Kev's little scouting hack of the day. Anyone who's watched for a long time knows I've done this many times before. But you go after the ones that everyone else, that the Man Cities and Barcelonas and the like are already after. Because then, see, again, he's wanted by Barcelona. He's a 6'4" centre-back. He's Italian. He's an Italian international. Oh, God, we're going to get another one. We're doing an entirely new defence. We're going to do another one. We're going to be selling some defenders this summer, boys and girls. Because he can be one of the... See, this is an inverted fullback. Now we've got an inverted fullback for one side, potentially, if we get him. That then allows the libero in the middle. Right, now we've got to go and get knocked out of the Europa League, which isn't ideal. When we've got such flying wing-backs, it really is starting to look like a back three with wing-backs, isn't it? I'd rather have the Italian centre-back than the striker. If we don't get the striker, then we'll just get a different striker in the summer. We're going to have some centre-backs to sell after all. So there's going to be money to spend. That is us back in the game, boys and girls. Because we could potentially have Paparo at right back as an inverted wing-back. And then that other Italian guy at left back as an inverted full-back. And the two Spanish guys in the middle. And do it that way. Come on, have we got a winner from somebody? Somebody step up and make yourself a hero. There he is, look, liberoing his eyes out. Pellegrini doing 120 minutes off the back of his injury is quite impressive. Come on, Spicy Dwarf. Make yourself a hero. Oh! Fraser Sharp! Come on then! Get your flag down, you pervert! How dare you? How dare you? Now we're going to lose on penalties because of that. It got me celebrating. It gave me a taste of what could have been. Hideous. Oh, good. The guy who's just seen me try and sign all the centre-backs. He's got no reason to be upset and miss a penalty. Oh, cancel all the new centre-backs. What a penalty that was. Now look at him do his little dance. Right. Penalty's going here. That's where the save needs to be. That spot. Can you even see the mouse pointer on your screen? Why can't you see the mouse pointer? Oh, it's disappeared on my screen as well now. That's no good. Oh, there we go. Semi-final, here we come. Beautiful. I mean, he's a lot further away from being first team ready than the other two centre-backs coming in. He'd very much be the fourth choice. We probably just promised him star player, but, you know, let's not get bogged down in detail. Right. In a second, we should find out if we've got enough in next season's budget to be able to sign both of these players we want. I think we probably have. Yeah, I think we have. I might just do that to be safe. And then we can move it back afterwards. People who set goals for the new year are the same people who have live, laugh, love signs on their living room wall. Constant improvement, regardless of the calendar, has always been the goal. Right, we're going to sign this guy and then see what happens with the other guy. Can't wait for Vinder's America. Yeah, that's probably not going to be this year. One thing I am going to ask my accountant about on Wednesday, some of you might know the answer to this one, because as I was sat there, I might have even mentioned it in the past, but I really started thinking about it as I was mindlessly inputting numbers. If we were to buy a motorhome purely for producing content, because the only time we'd use it would be for videos, is that a business expense? There you go. We've been able to get them both. All you people saying we wouldn't be able to do these transfers. It's like I've played the game before. Where would I fancy staying abroad? Everywhere. A little bit of a taste of everything. Just spend my life going around the world. But I mean, years ago, I did look into moving to Canada. But there's not a huge skills shortage for YouTubers there. So it's pretty hard to get in. I mean, a draw in this first leg away from home is fine. Sets us up nicely for the second leg. Isn't there a special visa for world record holders? I mean, I would emphasize again, moving abroad is absolutely not on the cards. Right, let's go get ourselves into the final of this, shall we? What'll be the save after winning the treble? We'll probably start a new one. We'll see. It does feel like we're entering the end game here on this save. We're putting together our Champions League winning team, I think. Come on, let's have another one. Let's get ourselves into this final, boys and girls. Tammy with the long throw again. Oh, I see. Not the longest long throw in history, but it did directly lead to a goal. So someone said before, why is Tammy on long throws? That's why. Come on, click those fingers. We're having a lovely time. Europa League final. Here we come. Come on. Easy. I get multi-packs now. But I mean, that is progress. Do we all remember when he used to go out and buy them one at a time? But a multi-pack, you get 8 cans of Red Bull for like 15 quid, don't you? I mean, I've not bought Red Bull for years, so I don't actually know how much it is. But I had to... Actually, that's not true. I had to get some for short stay at some point. They were so expensive. I mean, they described the Liquid Death can as a tall boy. They're trying to make it seem like you're drinking one of those big energy drinks or a beer or something. But in actual fact, you're just having lime-flavoured fizzy water. Oh, look at that. We're all over them. We are all over them. There you go. It's Roma versus Ajax in the Europa League final. Is that Turkey? That must be in Turkey. We are going back to Turkey for the final. It's not the egg, but the final is in Turkey. Every time I see that Lukaku is here, I forget that Lukaku is here. Look how happy he is. Yes, Romelu, we're all happy you're here. Right, boys and girls, we haven't qualified for the Champions League yet. So that's the goal for tomorrow. Double Champions League qualification. We've got 2 league games left. We've got the Europa League final. We've got all of these WONDERKIDs coming in. It's going to be quite the fun time tomorrow night. But for now, let's find somebody to raid.